Geshe me do jam ri rao ling shi ni de gen ba sangye shindu mi de wu wa yi toge nam da shing la chu ba sho yi tama guru ratna min de la ka ni ya tai. I go for refuge until enlightenment to the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Wisdom. By the merit of the teaching to the Dharma, may I achieve Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. Sangye Chudang Zoye Chonam La Changchu Bado Dani Gyapsu Daki Chujin Gibe Sonam Gi Drola Penjir Sangye Drupa Sho Sangye Chudang Zoye Chonam Chanjo Bado Dani Gyapso Dagi Chushi Gibe Sonam Gi Drola Pinchir Sangye Drupa Sho. I think, okay, we are on page 204. So again, the 204, what is the main outline is here, I think. We just finished the gathering, the force of the favorable condition, right? And then I think this is the next one. Based on the elimination of favorable condition and the accumulation of favorable condition, being intent on joyously persevering. That's the way we're talking, right? So, okay. So, so being intended on joyous persevering. So all above this, what we talked, it is like also the being intended on joyous perseverance. There are also the technique and idea how to develop our joyous perseverance, and continues there another additional there talking about the conditions which is being intended to you. So that's what is really the instructions and teaching to telling us what is the really message is which we can intend it on joyous perseverance. That's you need to more focus on that, okay? So okay, this is not a subject. Okay, so these two actions are based on, which is the last page of the 203, and then beginning from 204. The two actions are based on the development in their minds on realtor of feeling into miserable realms are a result of the pollution. As it's saying, one of that is whatever you are developing, joyous perseverance. So joyous perseverance here is not saying effort, which is need to be everything you need to do. It's saying like a specific here, collecting virtues or virtue practice, the path and Bhumi's practice. That's the token, right? This here, joyous perseverance, it's connected with the only virtuous actions, and path and Bhumi's are, which is path for enlightenment. So therefore, if something comes in your mind, joyous perseverance, which is connected with the worldly, forget about that. Just leave it there. Come back. So that's just, you have to do it again and again. That's just I'm learning. That's what I'm learning. And when you see explanations, you can connect it. You can connect it. So for you, if you're in your minds thinking like two different type of joyous perseverance, and once you explain it, then you will lose. What are you talking here? So therefore, I just make you sure that you have that intentions. I'm learning joyous perseverance, which is only the connected with the path of enlightenment or virtuous actions. So that's why we give it the name, because this is the definition of joyous perseverance. Zundu, only the joys, putting effort joyfully with the virtues. That's the definition, right? So therefore, based on that, then you are study it, hear that will be help. So, and then the 204, the beginning are saying also developing your joyous perseverance also is depend on understanding karma, and then whatever you do based on karma, right? So there's a saying in your daily life, whatever you acted, whatever your activities you are doing in your daily life, everything's due based on karma. Then whatever people said, you are saved, right? You are saved. Saved. Yeah. I mean, like sometimes people say something, then you, oh, what wrongs with me? If I have something to do wrong. So everything you do with the based on karma, then whatever people said, you are saved, no problem. You don't get it. Okay.
Give me an example.
Example means saved. How is saved?
What would people be saying no matter what people say? You're saved.
What is our daily life? Our emotion is driven by the people, what people said, right?
I see.
Okay, recently, and then Chopin has a shocked that when you're not doing six session, you change your emotion. What I do wrong,
I did
right?
change my emotion.
Yeah, what I did wrong. This is why we forgetting this, what we have usually normal in daily life. This is happening, right? So therefore, whenever sometime like people say, some Geshe says, some Rinpoche says, something said it, whatever, and then you might think, oh, what I did wrong, you know. So if you are doing based on karma, then you don't have to worry about anything about that. Whoever, whatever said, you don't have to worry. That's okay. I'm doing perfect. I'm safe. Whatever you said it, I don't have to worry. You know, that kind of things I'm saying. So
That's strange, though. Huh?
how?
Shouldn't I be worried? Like in this example, shouldn't I be worried? And...
Therefore, don't take everything I'm saying here literally.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying generally daily life, you know, daily life, in our daily life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
but sometimes you can think that this action that I'm doing does not create bad karma. Does not. So I may be mistaken. So somebody can come and say, hey, you know, this is what you did. creates bad karma, negative.
Yeah, that's I can relate it with it. So easy, simple, like an example, you never did lie, right? For example, okay, example, you never did lie. And then someone said, you lied it. Then you really won't have to worry, right? If you have worry, then you are more worrying with the repetition, nothing at all. If you're more raving with what people are thinking me, you are not really relying on the karma. As well as you rely on the karma, and you never lied, and someone say you lied, why you need to worry, right? Okay, whatever you said, you said. My future life is not goes wrong, right? I just did perfect. That's the thing I'm saying. Everything you done with the based on karma will be the good, even you are alone. When we are missing karma, so difficult situations, we might miss a lot of karma. Like I said, we might did a lot of wrong things, lying and so on and so on. We'll do it. Or when you are alone, then again you will not care the karma. You do whatever you think it. So therefore, whether you are in alone, whether you are in difficult situation, whether you are in society, whether you're in a happy mood, whatever you're doing, do based on karma. Means here, okay, this is right things, I'm doing it. This is wrong things, shouldn't do it. You know, again, go example, you went to store and then you got extra money from a cashier. And then, so, okay, that only you knows, not right. And then you are karma, okay, this is wrong. I have to go back and return it. So that is, you are doing based on karma. You are thinking result of karma, future. Just you knows you got benefit right now from extra money from cashier, what they did wrong. And if you think is I got benefit, then you are not relying on karma. Because whether people knows or don't know, that result will become to you, which you kept it. So therefore, whatever you do, what is the result comes to me, suffering or happiness in the future? That's what you have to always consider, right? Once you consider on that, and then you will do whatever you take actions, you will all do like a based on karma, understanding karma. Therefore, I just this additionally talks because it talks here based on karma. That's it's here really mean is understand karma. How much you understand karma, that much your joyous person will be developed. Because joyous perseverance is doing more virtuous actions, right? If you understand clear karma, you try to do anytime or everywhere, try to do more virtuous actions because I want happy, because I don't want suffering. And that is the cause of suffering. This is the cause of happiness. Why should more do this? Automatically there, because of trusting, believing, understanding on karma. This is the very important. So therefore, this is the one idea. He say, okay, you should develop more trust and faith to karma, and this is also depend on understanding karma, right? Okay, this is one thing. So next now, another we say, okay. It says, okay, and just remind you what we talked before. It's intended. It's being intended you to joyous perseverance. It says how I can engage the joyous perseverance practice. It says only not just stop to which harms to you. Also, you like destroy it or defeat it, right? Defeat or what's that? Okay, so that's the how we need to engage, and for that you need where they say last time we talked about mindfulness. Temba sometimes translate as recollections, and then sometimes it makes you confuse mindfulness and recollections. You know, that's you needed mindfulness, and then also it talks mindfulness on what object. That's also talk, right? And then, do you remember mindfulness on what object? Because we little bit takes time for discussion on that. What object? What you should mindfulness on? Which your wisdom decided, which you have wisdom clarified it. That's the object you should mindful on that. That's right.
The reflective wisdom.
So mindful, not mindful for everything. Mindful on. Okay,
Now,
I can make you a little bit clarified. Usually, in general, of course, we need to mindful anytime, right? When you talk, eat, whatever, we need a mindful. But here, talking mindfulness or recollections, that when you engage inside practice, when you put at the joyous perseverance to engage some practice, where you're going to put the joyous perseverance? Which object you're engaging? Before you mindfulness on that, you should decide it clear, or like as last time I said it, which is object, like knowing by reflection wisdom, right? Analytical wisdom. That object you should more. It's again, it's more shaped because it's more clear, and you are getting the points which you can engage it. So otherwise, if you are study and your analytical are rough, very roughly, or understanding are roughly, and then mindfulness on that, you will not get all this result because it's just roughly, right? So analytical meditation or analytical analyzed wisdom brings you that clear the point which you can mindfulness and engage it. Then you can put joyous perseverance on that. So continuously, that would be the better. Okay. Therefore, it says what object you should put recollection and mindfulness. And then now just finish. It says like whenever you are mindfulness on some object, we do based on understanding karma will be also help you to develop joyous perseverance. Okay. So now next, Shabel, can you read for me the next one?
From question.
A proper question, yeah.
Question. Well, why is it necessary to look with fear upon even minor misbehavior and not let it continue, but immediately stop it? Reply. Take the example of a poisoned arrow that makes a tiny surface wound. Before long, the poison from this wound will spread throughout the entire body. You must operate on the wound and remove the poison. Similarly, even when wrong behavior does not make anything more than a small wound in the mind, if you ignore it, it will quickly pervade your mind so that it becomes large. Therefore, from the start, you must prevent wrongdoing before it takes place. And if it does happen, you must discontinue it immediately. Engaging in the Bodhisattva deed states, just as poison spreads throughout the body, carried by the blood, so a fault pervades the mind if it finds an opportunity.
Okay, so this is the another instruction saying, whenever you do mindfulness, you starting from the like a minor misbehavior or at the minor negative actions, whatever, you just shouldn't ignore, think it as a minor, because it makes you bad habit, and then it brings you the like a big, right? The that's like the poison, which is give example. It's perfect. It's very helpful to understand you that what is really mean it, right? So therefore, like you kill small insect, just don't say it's okay. So today you will say okay, it's just kill insect. Then next time killing 2 insect will be okay. Then multiply it. Then you are you will be more brave to nothing kill, no problem with the kill anything, right? So that's very bad. Therefore, always whatever practice, as said it from beginning, continuously say, whatever you practice, you do practice starting with the small things. Don't ignore it, which you can do it. And then also it's easy for you. And then if you ignore the small practice and then try to do big practice, it's not proper way to do it. It's not the practical. It's not the smart. So if you want to do like a big practice, you should start from small. So therefore, always pay attention, even the small misdeeds, very minor misdeeds that you should pay attention in. Then control it day by day. That's help you to develop all these motivation, intentions, are brings to more joyous perseverance, right? Engage the virtuous practice.
But also, I mean, when you're doing the little things, a misdeed, a small misdeed, it's a blown opportunity to actually have had a good deed be done. So it's not just that it's just a small misdeed. It's the fact that not only did you do a misdeed, but you've now lost that opportunity to have done a good deed.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
it's a almost double.
Yeah, that will be help. How that's the thinking. It will help to stop to do like some minor mistake, right? It's misbehavior. That's yeah. So this is the idea. Whatever ideas there is help you to continuously develop joyous perseverance. Then it's fine. Yeah. So okay, this is the not really difficult to understand. So and next one is talking about how looks like a recollection of mindfulness. What kind of mindful, like say, how we understand the exactly mindfulness mean, right? It's intellectually we knows. We don't know really, oh yeah, this is mindfulness, right? So then now this is explained here. So triple again, please. Question.
Question. Well, oh no, yes. Question. Well, how do those who want victory over the afflictions apply mindfulness and vigilance? Reply. You must concentrate, just as engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds says. A practitioner must be as concentrated as someone carrying a pot full of mustard oil, who is fearful when a swordsman before him threatens to kill him if he spills a drop. Understand this from the scriptural statement with respect to the border region in the story of Katyayana. While you are concentrating, if in general you should behave wrongly, or in particular, you should experience the causes of laziness, such as sleepiness, etc., then you must not assent to them, but must confront and avert them, engaging in the Bodhisattva deed states. Thus, if a snake came into your lap, you would hastily stand up. Just so, if sleepiness and indolence come, quickly avert them. Furthermore, do not merely discontinue faults, but actively feel displeasure at their having occurred. Contemplate as follows. Because I proceeded in this way in the past as well, I have been wandering in cyclic existence up to now. In particular,
Oh, sorry. You just stop here. We're reading from furthermore again. So stopping here to the engaging with Sadhava deeds. Say thus, if a snake comes into your lap, you would be hastily stand up. So this, okay. Now understand this from the scriptural statement with respect to what's it?
the border
Region in the story of Katyayana. So this text is, the scripture is Vinaya scripture. And then what Katyayana did is, this is also, I think, Katyayana is one of Arhat, who are son of the Katyayana. And then he thought now it's time to go to help. I don't know how Sanskrit said, it's one village they are called Pagel in Tibetan language. So it's time to go. Then he went there, and then the king invite him as like a way we invite the important people, like when India's people invited, they are dancing and singing music. This how they invited, and then the king did invite it to their king, like Arya Katayana, and he's like um, the 500 disciples getting together and comes to this place village, and that king invited with all this music and dance. And then after all they sit down, then king asked, how was the dance and music? Then Arya Kadayana said, I never saw and I never heard. And then king will not trust because he did this all like music and everything, right? And then king want to test. Then the king bring the what is the Lamrim now reading here is one person. The word person is who are executing after 10 days. That person's and let him like work, which is the carry here. They say the practitioner must be what's it called? As someone carrying a pot full of the mustard oil, which is hot, and then who is fearful, and then to side someone hold the swords, working with that person, and then it says if you drop the one like a drop from that mustard oil, will cut it. Anyhow, that person is going to die executing after 10 days. It's dying right now. So very fear there, right? So therefore, so now he's working, carrying that the part which is fill up the mustard oil and then working on the street, like at the place. And again, same the other side, there's someone singing and dancing, right? And then the one things you should imagine that how much mindfulness there when he worked, carrying that part, one drop, cutting the heads, and then working together, right? So very fear, and then how much mindfulness there. That we need to know actually. So do you imagine that? Okay, that kind of this is a very good example to understanding what is really mindfulness, right? So otherwise, like it's like more inners. It's better than a definition. Actually, this history is. So and then again, after king asked to that person, how was the dance and singing? Then he said, I'm very fear with my life, like it's like this danger part that he carrying and then drop it, then kidding. He's very fear with the dying, right? So then he said, I'm very fear with the dying, therefore I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything. So this is possible, right? Yeah, you should, that's how we need to learn Lamrim. Same time you imagine it, okay. You feel something, that's the best way to learn Lamrim actually. Many times we just go intellectually, not really inside, right? So this is the one he said, never hear it, never sees it. So then you think it's possible or not. So one side dancing, another side singing very loudly. But he said, I never hear it, I never see it because of fear for death. And then imagine that. So what do you think? It's possible or not?
Yes, it's possible.
It's very possible, right?
Maybe not for us.
Sorry?
Maybe not for us, but.
Yeah, so yeah, that person.
Yeah.
If that person is possible, then that we can learning when we meditate. When we meditate, then it's possible that we will not hear it, we will not see it. We do not properly mindfulness and meditate. So we are not properly mindfulness and meditate. Therefore, even like if someone comes near, say this, you guys just get it, right? You are what do you call
Startle.
what's that?
Startle.
Distracted, yeah. Okay.
So as this story is telling us that Katayana was at that particular moment when they was dancing and singing he was meditating at that particular moment. That's why he didn't.
Oh yeah,
Wait, wait.
Here,
He
I
didn't see
understand.
or that's it. Or he was always in that
That's
state.
I understand. Here.
Always.
It answer is coming here.
Oh.
The answer is coming here next. So because now Katayana should say something to king, right? Because king not trust Katayana, therefore king tested. Now Katayana says something. That's I'm coming here.
Okay.
So okay, then what Katayana said it. So that person is fear with the dying in this lifetime, or this lifetime's this small suffering, did not hear anything. All this my follower and myself we are fear with the many lifetimes dying or many lifetimes suffering. How come we can see that dancing and the singing things? Here, two things. So one is the mind is more concentrated. That will not let you hear and see. Another thing is you are not seen as meaningful. You are not interested on that, the dancing and singing. That could be, I didn't see it, I didn't hear it because I don't have an interest in. So because I'm very much fear carrying that many lifetimes suffering, and then I'm thinking the suffering from many lifetime, and then also I'm thinking fear for many long time suffering in the future, right? But Katayana himself is Arhat. He's actually freeing from all this suffering, but he advising to the king and all his followers, like pretending he has a fear, and his all the follower has a fear to thinking many lifetimes suffering and many future, previous and future. So then one lifetimes, the just pure moments they're having fear to bring them not interesting on this music and all these things, is not seeing or not hearing anything. And of course, how come we can hear and see this music and dancing things? Because we are concerning many lifetime suffering. We have fear of many lifetime suffering. That's the Katayana said, and that is very like a direct teaching, and like they got directly. So because the very good example, and then next they teach it, they got directly understand, right? So this is how there are three things to say it. How do mindfulness? What means mindfulness? Another thing is when you mindfulness, you will not hear and see anything other things, and also you will not have interesting on meaningless things, right? And then because I'm fear for suffering, I want to out from that samsara. And what makes me that singing and dancing to special brings to me some out of samsara? Nothing to do it. So they do not have any interesting on that. That also will block to you not see and not hear, because no interesting. Why they do not have an interesting? They have a strongly having fear of many lifetime suffering, and then many sufferings, the things. Therefore, made them have fear. They will not have interesting. It blocks to hear and see everything. This kind of things. Yeah, this is more like a very short story and then short period, but it's like a very good meaning, teaching us directly.
What was the third thing? Mindfulness,
No interesting, yeah.
I have a question. So because Katyana could hear the king ask him, did you like it? His concentration stopped in order to hear the king ask the question. Was it because of dancing and music being something that he knew his fear was about desire, or that he didn't hear or see the music and dancing, but he did hear the king ask the question?
It wasn't like while it was going on. It was like after, like he finished the procession or whatever, then he was talking with him, and the king addressed him privately.
Oh, later, like another time.
Yeah, it wasn't like the king came out. You're like, what do you think?
You're talking about the fear, so I'm thinking, well, maybe it was because of the fear of music and dancing would be something that could maybe arise some negative things, so they deliberately put themselves in the.
It's very meaningless. Who wants to liberate? It's nothing to do with
I can
it.
appreciate
Yeah.
that it's meaningless, but I could also appreciate the king's question could be meaningless
What did you say? What's
So how did the
meaningless?
king's question?
What did you say?
I
like
think
he-
Who wants to liberate?
It's such an
Music and
uncomfortable
dancing is
question for me to
meaningless.
Right.
Yeah.
The question is, did Katayana see the dancing mix and then that moment he disregarded it because it's meaningless, doesn't help him with the liberation, or he didn't even see it and hear it? Did he see it and because it's meaningless he disregarded it, or he never even saw it, he never even heard it? Which one?
Okay. What Katayana did, yeah, we can answer for that. What helped to us? What we need to learn, right? What we need to learn, what is the meaning of there? Doesn't matter what Katayana sees or not sees, it's not makes sense, like it makes different for us. Doesn't matter. Katayana is Arhat. Katayana is Arhat, as I said, he's pretending. He's still having fear. I said it that.
To teach the
He's
lesson.
pretending he has a fear.
To teach the lesson.
Teach to lesson. But it's not makes us different to understand what really Katayana feel it, right? But it's because without understanding that, we got enough message. Yes, it could be blocked. Everything sees in everything because of concentration. It could be blocked. It sees in here because of no interesting. So therefore, what we learn, yes, when you mindfulness has to be mindfulness like that, which not hear, not sees anything beside what your object. And also, as we are liberating, as we are looking, seeking the liberation, no interest in anything in worldly activities. So that's also will help you to not. That's possible that when you don't have an interesting, you will not pay attention. When you not pay attention, same as like you not sees that, you not hear that. Because after a few days or after 1 week, if we ask you, did you hear that? You will say no, because even you hear at the moment, you will forget it because you are no attentions. No interesting makes you no attentions. No attentions makes you easily forget or either not hear it. So therefore, after 1 week, you will say, I don't hear it. I don't see it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can train yourself. You can train yourself
Yeah,
to do
of
what you
course.
just did.
Uh-huh.
But then my question was,
What
you can train
Katayana did.
yourself to do that, or you can, but then you completely block yourself from everything. Is it better to see it and disregard it and not forget it? Just completely disregard it, but because you can train yourself to see nothing, to only focus on the practice, and you can train
As a
yourself.
mindfulness, you have to only focus on object, what you have to mindfulness on. Only that.
Right.
Yeah. So if you see something, if you hear something, your mindfulness is not perfect. Right? You have to more develop it. Yeah. Someone there did meditation 8 years, 10 years, 6 years, but small noise. Oh, what is this? I saw that. So, but that feel I did like a 10 years, 6 years, 8 years. I must have a good mindfulness, but they don't because the small noise makes them wake up, disrupt it. So that's as whatever other people is forget, but for you, is there something like a small noisy and anything disturbing you? Your mindfulness is not good. That's the only thing you need. Then you need more developed it. And what is really mindfulness? That exactly that who carry the part in the head. So how much it needed mindfulness without like pouring anything, even one drop. So how much needed mindfulness on that? That kind of mindfulness we needed. And yeah, it is depend on hard work. And once you get the mindfulness on that, then it says, thus if a snake come into your lap. That means the snake come to your lap, how much you are like what's it, hastily? Hastily.
It's quick.
Yeah, hastily. So this is the actually the example. What is the meaning is, whatever mental afflictions comes in your mind, laziness or like all this, whatever mental affliction comes, you immediately stopped it, as like you are running away from snake. That much you should running away from your mental afflictions. This is advice for us. To that much quickly you need to do it. Just not say, I will do later, let it come. That's not that immediately or like a hastily. Okay, to yeah.
So, so you're saying like if something is, it could disturb your patience, you catch it immediately
Yeah,
and stop.
stopped it. And then whatever you are seeing that what the movement is that any affliction arises. As well as to recognize it, try to stop it immediately. So not just feel it. That's the said it. That's the how we need to engage joyous perseverance. I said, not just stop to which harms to you. Also, you defeat it. That's the said it, right? You have to do two jobs. One job, of course, you have to stop, which is harming to you. And then after that, you have to defeat it. Just stopping which harms to you is not enough. Then you are circling again and again. You have to destroy it. Then you will forever overcome.
So what's a good technique? Let's say you get discouraged. You catch it right away, you fight it, and then you say, oh, shit, it came again. Another time, another time. So if you get discouraged because something that you're trying to destroy and you feel it right away, it came again, it came again. So how do you prevent, how do you fight discouragement? So you don't get discouraged and say, again? So how do you deal with it?
That's maybe this is too general question for me, how to stop discouraged. We have to find it out, what is the really cause makes me discouraged? Is my laziness or my ignorance or my forgetful?
The word is not discouraged. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
Same. It's exactly same. We need to find it out exactly what is the cause to disappointed or discouraged to you. Same.
But
So there are many different ways. There are many different ways. There are many different reasons to disappoint to you, right? So we have to find it out what the reason is disappointing you, and then remedy will be the different.
The disappointment for the reason I'm thinking was when somebody tries hard, they're working hard, and something happens that they try to prevent and destroy, it happens again, and they're disappointed that even though they're trying hard and they're working hard, it happened again, and maybe it happened again, the same thing. So they're disappointed. That's kind of disappointment I'm talking about. If something happens again and again, then they're trying to destroy, they're trying to stop and all that. And it happens again and again.
Okay.
You understand?
So
Wait, let him answer.
Okay.
I have a specific example as opposed to.
Yeah, let him answer.
I understand, but this all answer is already taught from beginning of Joyous Perseverance. That's the problem, because not listening line by line and goes line by line, and then missing and something escaped it and missing it, then you don't know. So, but actually this question is good, as Janet said. You should have that question at the moment when we talked in that. So we talked all this like anyhow, that's fine. So okay. Can you wait a little bit?
Sure.
Is some answer is below there. Okay. Say see your quality and this and that. Some answer below there, because there will, if it's still not answer for you, then you can repeat for me. Okay. So okay. No, I'm not answering yet. Yeah, I just say wait. Okay. Okay. Now now you got it right. What is mindfulness and how it is? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Said it again. Next. Furthermore, please, Chappelle.
Furthermore, do not merely discontinue faults.
Yeah, each lines are important. Okay. Careful listen, or either you read it together. Yeah.
But actively feel displeasure at their having occurred. Contemplate as follows. Because I proceeded in this way in the past as well, I have been wandering in cyclic existence up to now. In particular, it is especially blameworthy that I have taken the bodhisattva vows and yet continue with things that are incompatible with the vows' precepts. Become inspired to henceforth restrain yourself, thinking, from now on, I shall make sure that this fault never occurs. Frequently employ both these attitudes. Engaging in the bodhisattva deeds says, whenever a fault occurs, I shall reproach myself and long ponder. By all means, I will do whatever it takes so that this shall never happen again.
Okay. Is this answer for your question?
Yeah.
Really? It's good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This is perfect. You ask question on the time, and answer is I don't have to say separately. Answer is there. So okay. Let me repeat it because it's good to start in your mind. So do not merely discontinue. It's not enough. Right? Discontinue is false. It's not enough. So also need to be, but actively feel displeasure as they are having occurs. And then how? Then think below. How can be displeasure? Then again says your think again and again. I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again. So we will be failed 10 times. We will be discouraged or disappointed 10 times. You have to get up, wake up 10 times.
Patience.
Yeah, patience is also. Then the patience is not the forcible, a technique, idea, how to think. That's you have to wake up 10 times. We will fail 10 times. So because this is very possible to us. And then what the Shantideva was saying, how I can encourage myself. Also said, whenever a fault occurs, I shall reproach, right? I shall reproach myself and long ponder. That's always I said it, and I think this is very important to try to seeing your own fault and accepting it and blame to yourself, so but a skillful way, it just keep blaming yourself is sometimes makes you more disappointed, right? So anxiety, but skillful way, you need to know how you blaming to yourself. You should have some kind of expectation at the side, then you blame it. Not just blame, oh, I don't do this, not just blame it. You have to know what is your capacity and quality. Yeah, you can do it.
What do you have to have on the side? You said you have to have some what on the side?
As an expectation. So
expectation.
yeah, expectations that like I say, I can engage that compassion practice, but I can do it. What is wrong with me? Humiliation, opportunity, that's thinking. All this quality I have it, right? But why I'm not doing? Because my laziness. Why I'm not doing? Because there are many reasons. Then accept it, blame to yourself. Is the best teacher actually. This is the best teacher, is blaming yourself. But again, I said you should know how to blame yourself. Actually, monastery, no problem. We're just saying, just blaming yourself is enough. But here, as too much taking literally and everything taken serious, and then blame yourself, then you are not thinking other things. Just blaming yourself. This is not a really good idea, right? So therefore, what we, as I said, what is the problem is we have many pieces, we cannot connect it each other. Once we connected each other, then it's blame yourself, you got everything. So because now you blame yourself, you only hear that, right? And other your knowledge are not really focusing on that. You are not making connected with how to blame it. So then that makes you a problem.
In the Western culture, blaming yourself has a negative connotation.
I see. I know.
If you think it that way, it's not good. But if you think it the way you explain it, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, it's important to blame yourself is to encourage you to do continuous, because you should know. And then if you really don't want to blame yourself, another way that you should blame your laziness, not just you, because your laziness and you are different, separate. But it's still yours, but it is some kind of separate. Put two things together, right? But you can separate it. So therefore, your laziness and you are different. Your anger and you are different, separate, and your all this negative emotion, negative actions, you are different. But you are doing this with a negative emotion, holding that. Therefore, make us delusion to everything. Mix it. But in reality, it's separate. Therefore, you should more blame to your laziness, challenging to your, you should more challenge your laziness, and then all this, which is cause you discouragement, right? Challenge it.
It's very important to separate.
Yeah, very important. Yeah.
Is that because you're separate from your ego?
Of course, your ego and you are separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it is not separate, then how you can take out your ego from your mind?
Yeah.
It is very much possible.
Yeah. That's
Therefore,
why
it is.
the laziness is
Yeah. All these inflections, mental inflection is not of, as we always say, is not of your nature of mind. It's not the nature of your mind. It's all these mental inflections, anger, and so on. It's not a nature of your mind. Knowing that what is really saying is not of nature of your mind, because you can make it separate. Still, you can keep mind your essay is clear, right? You can keep your mind as a clear, and then they take out this all negative, because it's separate. It's not the nature of mind. So therefore, that you can blame it. Either you want to blame others. That's already said it in the Shanti, the chapter patience, right? You should blame the main source. The main source is their ignorance, their anger, their jealousy, afflictions.
You can observe, the
Yeah.
you can observe this.
Then same to you.
Right?
Same to you then, and then your anger, your jealousy,
Right.
just blame it.
Right.
So sometimes it's help, if you having like some kind of jealousy, just remember the definition of jealousy, and say, repeat it. You got like some kind of embarrassing to yourself, embarrassed to yourself. As some anger arises, look at the definition of anger, and then repeat it. Even you want to say loudly, it's okay. If just by your own, say loudly, repeat that anger definition again and again. Somehow it's helped to go on, or stopped. So, that's the I think more easiest way to stop angers. That actually sometimes it's helped me. Sometimes I have a jealousy, and I just repeating what is mine? Okay, jealousy. What is definition of jealousy? And I'll find more negative. That mine. Which I hold it. So repeating that definition of jealousy, repeating definition of anger, whatever you have at the moment, that negative emotion, just repeating the definition is a lot of help, right? And then it's easier.
Even go look at the Lamrim and read about it.
Yeah.
Open the Lamrim.
Yeah.
When you experience it,
Yeah.
you read about it.
Yeah, that's help. Yeah, so I didn't read it, but so far what helped me is I just think definition. Okay, this and that. That's helped me to stop. Okay, so
with jealousy, it reminds me of the story. I think maybe it's Geshe, where there's a line of people that get a yogurt, and then he thinks, I really want to be at the front of the line. He yells, "I'm a thief!"
Yogurt?
Yeah, isn't it yogurt? Curd? What is
No.
What is the
He went to do some kind of prayer in one family, right? And then he sees some kind of precious things there, and he tried to steal it. And when he touched it, immediately he remembered that shouldn't do that, and that his right hand, right, and his left hand to catch it up. Then he shouted, "Thieves here! Thieves here! Thief comes here!" And then all his family members come and, "Where's thief? Here, thief." So that's blaming to self. You can learn a lot of. I didn't see like a separately Geshe Bangungel's the bio. I didn't see that, but there are many pieces everywhere. Kazamba's book. He is like I think it's a perfect example who can blame himself. He blames his thief here. That's how he stopped to not steal again. So okay, so this is very important, very, very, very important to knowing your own fault, accepting your own fault, and to blame to yourself when you see some kind of fault to you, not you, because we are not the perfect person. We all know that, right? I'm not perfect person. Until enlightened, I will never ever the perfect person. I'm not perfect person. What does mean? I do wrong. I do have a negative. I do have a fault. And then why you don't have it? So therefore, I do have it, accept it, think it, stop it. That's how we need to change slowly, right? I think this is the best way to change it. Therefore, I very much like this Shantideva's, the line, whenever fall occurs, I shall report to myself. Yeah, this is, okay, this is how we to encourage us to do continuous. And now next, it's saying, even you are many different way to build it up, the mindfulness, to having more develop the in order to develop joyous perseverance. But if you not continuously keep it, will be lost again, right? Until right now, it talks how to build it up. Once you get it, and there's some technical idea needed to be continuous, keep it, right? If not continuously keep it, then again you might lost it. Then you go back to again all this build it up again, right? So therefore, now here the Shantideva engage, Bodhisattva engage of deeds, and then this paragraph actually talks about how you can continuously keep it that. So okay, Chapel.
Strive at any deep causes that give rise to the continuous, powerful mindfulness that is the root of this practice. Rely on such activities as keeping the company of excellent teachers and excellent companions in broad learning, which are the causes of this powerful mindfulness. In this vein, engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds states, in any of these situations, I will practice mindfulness. With this motive, aspire to meet teachers and engage in appropriate activities. In summary, you must study.
Oh, sorry. So what I say here in this paragraph, how I can keep continuously the mindfulness, the short way to say it makes your environment better. Your friends, your whoever, right? Because you are not ready yet to stay with the difficulty people, right? You are not ready yet to go in society to help whatever circumstances. So therefore, as you are a practitioner or beginner practitioner, always it's very important to make environment perfect. So, and here say, rely on teacher, rely on a Dharma friends, and then rely on keep reading the book. There's three things said, right? Rely on a teacher, rely on a Dharma friends, and then keep reading the text and book. Study continuously. These three will keeps your joyous perseverance, which you build it up to build it continuously. So this is important. And rely on teacher, it means not that you just develop faith. In generally, rely on teacher is you develop faith and trust to teacher. That's not say here, right? But here is not really said that you develop faith and trust to the teacher. Here, rely on teacher means you meet again and again teacher, and then sees them, ask question and discussion, or that the meet again and again. And Dharma friends, you always look at the ways the good group or which is the more positive group, try to join with it. It would be the safe or Dharma, because you are training. You don't it's not let you affected any negative to you, because your mind is not strong yet, easily can change it. So therefore, before you change it, make it strong. always also, you should do continuous practice. Also, keep your environment better, safe. As like a shamatha, single-pointed meditator are always looking the solitary place, right? Which has a less noisy. Once you get it, then they come in a noisy place, still they can meditate it as a Katayana didn't hear and didn't see anything. So therefore, this is also a very important part as a beginner practitioner, make your environment better, okay? So, okay, and then in brief now, so Chapel, please.
Sorry, I have to.
In summary?
No, I know, I was looking.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll try to read it then.
I found it.
Yeah, okay, okay.
In summary, you must study and discern well what bodhisattva training requires you to adopt and to cast aside, and then joyously persevere at continuously being mindful in all of your conduct, what you have understood about what to adopt and what to cast aside. Hence, it is extremely important not to err about that which you are to persevere.
Okay, did you hear that last line? It's extremely important, right? Not to err about at which you are to perseverance. It's very important. It goes wrong, they're all the meaningless. It goes right, it's all meaningful. It's therefore it's very important, and as well as this is important to choosing your like a perfect object to engage it. So and then very much depend on study, right? And the study is not the collecting many different pieces. Study continues one like we are learning one book, learning Lamrim as a learning Lamrim. Make it connected from beginning to end, right? Because as the way beginning say, Lamrim says like there are four sides of skirt, something say that. What is meaning here? All paths should be like a foresight. The foresight. What said it? What is mean? When I touch here move, this automatics moved. When I touch here move, these are moved. So same way, right now we are talking Joyous perseverance. Also, it's need connected with like a Guru devotion, up to Guru devotion, and like a 6 preliminary practice. Also, it should be touched to the next like other perfections and tantra. Should be connected. Once move it here, always connected. So therefore, Lamrim is like this. Moving here is moving. Should be moved this. It's not moving this. If only you move this. These are not moving. You still need to learn more, study more, right? As well as you are now Joyous perseverance. You're learning. At the same time, you're learning. You remember all this connected with up to the Guru devotion and go down. Then you knows now. So therefore, study depend on study, and study is, as I said, not just collected many pieces, or not just leave these are always as different side of pieces. Always make it connected. So this is important to Lamrim also always mention when it's moved to the next subject. Always mention the previous subject why it's connected. Always, like most of our sutra and text, when we study it, it should be knows what is connected between the previous subject and then present subject, and then future subject. Important.
That's why. That's why what you just explained. That's why sometimes a student, because everything is connected, even though we study this particular subject, he has a connection with something else, and a question comes up, and he feels like he has to ask the question about something else that he studied in the Lamrim that's connected to what we studied.
Which is already answered in Lamrim?
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes even question about something connected. Because otherwise somebody feels like they're in a straitjacket.
Okay. I got it. I understand.
They feel,
Yeah.
feel,
Yeah, and also actually before you ask question, I'm continuous thinking on to talk that is what is really problem why we cannot make it connected each other? Not mindfulness or forgettable. We are forgetting what we learn, right? And how it's forget it? Is there any idea which not forget it? Yes, we do, right? So, and then how? And at the moment when you learn, very much focus on line by line, catch it up. That's the one things. So how much, as said, how much you pay attention, that much stuck in your mind, right? So less attentions, less stay in mind. That's the difference, right? So you need really strong pay attentions. That's the one things. And then you go back, repeat it few times, read the same pages which we learn few times, and try to understand each meaning, and close the book and try to remember what you are just reading. What, how much, try to catch it up, the meaning as much as you can. You know, therefore, sometimes I just asking to the who teacher training to write something summary and this and that, because I want them to catch it up by their mind, and then, you know, as well as they catch it up with their mind, then they can connect with each other, you know. So the all so when you say A, B, Z, A, B, C, D, Z, when you say Z, you inside you already know that A is there. B or A, B are above there. You already has a connected there. You in your mind. Therefore, it makes you easy when you see that how many alphabet, this all connected each other. Therefore, there are no problem with it, right? So
A good way is you read something, a chapter, then you teach it with talking. You teach it to an imaginary
yes,
student.
yes,
You
yeah.
teach it to an imaginary student.
Okay.
And they say, oh, then you get stuck, oh, then you look, and you teach it,
Yes,
teach it to somebody that's not there.
Perfect. Teaching and writing, both either is worked. If you write it, also it's better than you just memory it, right? You write it, so just read it a few times, what is the understanding meaning, and close the book, remember it, and try to write it, how much you remember it. And compare this one and this one. It's a little bit hard work, right? But you should find the time for that and compare it, how much you write it, and look at the book, it's the meaning. But always should clear your mind. Nothing at anything at when you compare these two, only focus on, that's mindfulness, right? Only need to focus these two. You you shouldn't have any kind of other thought at the time. If you have another thought, again, it's disturbed to you to see clear, or you know, or you can disturb you to understanding the real meaning, because you have another thought. So this is very important. I'm just keep saying, when you study, pay attention. Your mind should be very clear. Shouldn't have any other thought, your previous knowledge, whatever. It shouldn't describe anything when you reading, when you hear that. Shouldn't describe anything. Just let hear what says here. And just let hear how explain it here. Then you can compare it. Next, this is the next one. So way beginning we are comparing, oh yeah, this is talking this because I understand this. That you are not really understand this meaning. This is the important part, right? This is how you need to not forget it. And this is how you do it. This is the, and then try to not forget the 6 idea how to study Lamrim. The 6 idea will save you 3 parts.
6 ideas?
6 idea. Don't ask what is 6 idea, okay? So,
you know, Jonathan, the 6
I
ideas?
remember we talked about them, but I don't remember the 6 ideas.
it is in Lamrim, therefore I don't have to answer because it's taking time extra. So 6 idea will to protect not having 3 parts. Okay, 3 part is 3 number, just easy. Part upside down, part is whole, part is dirty, right? So we are more like a, I think all 3 are, right? part, sometime part upside down because you're really tired, right? And you are thinking you are leftover business, part upside down. Even you pay attention, parts whole. You forget because after you go back, you will not read it again. Before you come, you will not read it again, and part is whole. And part is could be dirty, could be not. That is like a depend. Maybe I cannot say your part is really dirty. So because this is depend on your intention, right? So, but definitely two parts.
So the 6 ideas are in one chapter.
First, the
First chapter.
book number 1. It's way beginning. Yeah, yeah. So shouldn't forget. This is the exactly instructor asked to how to study Lamrim. Okay. Yeah. Think as you are illness person, and then listening. So okay. So yeah. So this is important. If you are not thinking I'm illness person, if you are thinking I'm doctor, then talking doctor to doctor not make sense, right? Okay, so let's finish today, and then okay now okay you know what I'm trying to say it, right? So very much depend on the study. The main point I'm saying, we cannot connect it each topics are because we're forgetting. Why we're forgetting and this and that. How should not forget it, then do this and that. That's what I'm saying. Then you can connect it each other. Once you can connect it each other, then you will not take everything as literally and since like seriously, right? Yeah, okay, you mean that, I understand. You mean that, I understand. That will you will say. So okay.
Oh, that's good. We still have time.
Yeah. So okay, now how to use Joyous perseverance to make the mind and body what's it?
Serviceable.
Serviceable. Okay. Serviceable means flexible. Okay, yeah. And another way to say is flexible. Okay, actually, that's the serviceable or flexible. We'll more talk about next, like a last third volume when we talk the shamatha and special insight. This is the one of the result of Joyous perseverance, or this is the one of result of single pointed mind or analytical mind. Once you get like a body and mind flexible, or is Xinjiang is not just serviceable. It's because serviceable is not just say joyous things, right? It's not really say joyous. It's flexible to serve, right? But the joy is there. There was Xinjiang means well training or kind of like a flexible, like say body, our body, like do when you are running 1 mile today. This is the started. After a month, you can run 10 miles. That much your body's become flexible, right? Because without tired, without having some kind of affections, without harms to your body, that's the talks here, serviceable, right? So flexible. So therefore, your Joyous perseverance continues with a developing Joyous perseverance with this all idea and method, which talks in from beginning to end, that your body and mind both are becoming very flexible. The flexible is not only that you can serve them whatever you like it. Also, their mind and body will be serve you without any affections, without any like a kind of like a harmful. Joyous is already there, but sometimes even our mind's body is very joyful, but as a contamination body, we get illness. We got like a painful in our backside and pain and headache, right? So Joyous perseverance not affect you have a headache because joy is there, right? And Joyous perseverance not help you to like have a painful knee and this and that, flexible. So we can cross leg, we can stay like a 3 hours, 4 hours, but who do not have a training, even like 5 minutes, they're pain. Then they can do pain. Of course, way beginning, our body is, yes, we do have a pain in knee when we sit down with the cross leg. But there are no choice. We have to sit, and then we training and training and training with a forcible way. And like after 1 year, staying in puja 1 hour, 4 hours, no problem. Stay with the cross, never pain, nothing pain on that, right? That called flexible, no pain now. It's survivable, flexible with some kind of, without any affections, without any harms. That's the same here, okay? That's the result of Joyous Perseverance. It's possible that your both mind and body become like that. As I said, detail will more come covered by the shamatha and especially inside the next third volume.
Is that because you're ignoring your pain or you don't feel your pain?
You don't feel the pain. Ignoring pain is still pain, yeah. So you don't feel pain, yeah.
And your body adjusts too, right? Like
Yeah.
you build up endurance
Yeah.
and flexibility. And it's like
So if you
said
try to do
after
prostration 10 times at the day beginning, and then after a month you can do 50 easily, no problem. And after years you can do 100 easily, no problem. That's the same. No affected, no harms.
It's like endurance as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. That's, I'm just more talking about body, but the mind as well. The mind flexible means like you can order to mind. Do this. I want to do this. Mind will listen it, right? So now it's right now mind ordering to us, right? So and then we more follow the mind. Whatever we think, we just follow it, and then we will not follow whatever minds. And then mind will become not just flexible, which listening to you, which is served to you. Also, it's served to only the virtues. That's the idea here. This is our goal, right? Not just serve for everything. That we are not doing meditation and having joys, build it up the joyous perseverance for do anything. It's not just. We only build up the joyous perseverance for do more the practice of virtues and path for me, right? That will flexible become like this. I don't like meditation, but I like to watch movie. Right now, that's our mind, right? I don't like to read book, but I like to just news and talk to others. That's our mind now. And once it becomes flexible, that kind of serviceable, say, okay, no movie, no TV, no talk. I like to do more meditation. I like to do more read. I like to do this and that more. Like this is the how it goes, right? Okay. So Chapa, help me to read it. The method for
using joyous perseverance to make the mind and body serviceable is the power of mastery.
okay. There are 4 things also. The 4 things makes you serviceable. What are the 4 things? Okay, reading here. Pay attention.
Shantideva sets forth in the chapter on conscientiousness, in his engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds, the necessity of learning the Bodhisattva trainings, the extremely grave consequences if you do not train in these once you have pledged to do so, how to regard the afflictions as the enemy, and the ways to generate the courage that looks upon the hardship of battling the afflictions as an ornament rather than a burden. Meditate on these before taking up the task of training in the Bodhisattva deeds, thus stopping all the inhibitions that prevent you from using your body and mind for virtuous activity. Rise gladly to that task. Engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds says, in order to have strength for everything, before engaging in any activity, I will recall the advice on conscientiousness and then gladly rise to that task.
Okay, did you find the 4 ideas for a practice here? Okay, so, and then it leads you to a flexible mind or servable mind and body, right? Okay, and what else? That's fine. And then Chipel, read the next.
Question. What form will the joyous perseverance produced by such efforts take? Reply. Just as wind drives a piece of cotton to and fro, a joyful energy, enthused for virtue, controls your body and mind. When you act along with this energy, joyous perseverance is well established. Once you produce this, you will easily achieve all the collections. Engaging in the Bodhisattva deed states, just like cotton under the power of wind that blows to and fro, so I will be driven by enthusiasm. In this way, I will accomplish all. Although such tasks are difficult, it is wrong to give them up. Rather, as the glorious Matraseta's praise in 150 verses says, you must make effort. The sublime state, difficult to reach, is not attained without hardship. Knowing this, you intensify your joyous perseverance without concern for yourself.
Okay, so I think it's easy to understand, right? This is it's talking about how looks like that the serviceable body and mind. It's like a, say cotton, like a cotton, very light. It's not just to say as a word. You will feel it. You will feel it's like a very light. Um, Nothing problem with it, do anything, right? So that's the saying. The serviceable mind, like for example, not actual serviceable mind and body here, what they're saying here, but you can give example as like a similar as like a serviceable mind is. You have a joyous intention and liking mind, which you like to do something else, like a who likes singing, very much have a enjoying with the singing, even a time, but like a months and months, years and years, never discouraged to singing because they like it. That mind is to take an example to how to need it for virtuous activities, right? Same as like a body, which is I mentioned a few examples before, but the mind is like a, for example, like that. Therefore, we can train even its contaminations, but still, even if it has a limited, the body and mind has a limited. I mean, like a mind, I'm not saying it's a limited. Body action has a limited, but still, we can make it more flexible or make it more easier and serviceable by training. You know, that's not difficult to understand because we see people like a very fat and they're training and training become body shrink and healthy, right? So all this fat's gone, right? And then how much become a lighter. So this is the example, you can take it. And then we are talking here joyous perseverance, build it more inside. Once you build inside joyous perseverance, and then both your body and mind, first your mind will be flexible. It's not just comes together, right? First, your mind will be more flexible and more getting more interesting. That like ask the body to help to mind, and the body will listening as well as mind is interesting. Body is followed there, right? And as well, body is followed well, following the what mind said. Same, then body will become a flexible. So it's not really comes together, but first, really, the joyous perseverance is really help you to develop the like a enjoy mind, like a serviceable mind. That leads you. The body also makes you flexible. Okay.
Is that more like a passion? When you develop a passion, or, you know, so can you almost use joyful perseverance? Almost, do you have to have a passion for joyful perseverance, or is joyful perseverance
Comes to you,
or is it a passion?
Joyful perseverance. Once you get it, joyous perseverance. This is like it's kind of like what is fashion is like the dharma,
Right.
or like a meditations or compassion. You are very much fashioned with the compassion, all this dharma and enlightenment. That's your fashions. Then it brings you joyous perseverance.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like entering a new world, a new universe, a new existence. It's like you move to a different world, a different existence. You move to a different level. not like what you are now. You move somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the new world,
Yeah.
the new universe, your new existence. You're going to a different alternative existence. That's the way you have to look at it, I think.
Okay.
Where are you moving?
I'm moving to the practice of joyous perseverance.
Uh,
I'm moving to the world of the practice of joyous perseverance. I'm leaving the old world, I'm going to a new world, new existence.
okay. Now next, how to practice. But it means not that abobs are not talking the how to practice. All the abobs are talking how to practice. But this is like when you have joyous presence, when you after develop the joyous presence, then how you can continuously keep joyous presence, or how can complete that. There's a how to practice means how you can complete joyous presence, how you can continue joyous presence makes us like a Mahayana practice. That's the talks, okay? So otherwise it will make you confused. How to practice is right talking right now. What is the above are? Right? So above are also talks the how to practice, but here how to make it complete it, how to make it Mahayana practice. That's the say how to practice. Okay. Chapel, help me to read it.
You must practice any kind of joyous perseverance in association with the 6 supremacies and all 6 perfections. The generosity of joyous perseverance is establishing others in joyous perseverance after you have stabilized yourself therein. The remaining perfections are in accord with the earlier explanation.
Okay, so I'm not saying what are the 6 supremacies and the 6 perfections. Okay, you know that, right? If you don't know, you go back to look at the generosity. You will see that. So I'll just let you know that emphasizedly, we need to do joyous perseverance with the practice with the 6 supremacies and 6 perfections. Why 6 supremacies? Because it has to be turned into the Mahayana path. Therefore, if you missing the 6 supremacies, it will not turn into the Mahayana path. Your joyous perseverance will not turn into the Mahayana path. Practice. And why it need to be do with the 6 perfection. If you not do it, it will not complete it. Right? So completing as a completing, and then it's keeping as a Mahayana path. Therefore, you do this joyous perseverance practice with 6 supremacies and 6 perfections. Okay, and now is summary.
The recollection and cultivation of the spirit of enlightenment, the basis of the bodhisattva deeds, inspires you to train in order to set all living beings in joyous perseverance. So steadily increase this spirit, and then aspire to and train in the methods of joyous perseverance for those at high levels.
That's the every single perfections at the last part is mentioning it. It's something easier, you engage it right now. It's something that like a high level, you just aspire to have trained, wish it, build a wish. I have to get there. I will do that one day. Definitely, I will do that. It's like you have more strong wish, and then what you can do it, you have to apply. This is the all the 6 perfection at the end, always mentioning it. Okay.
Also, strive as you are able at the methods of learning joyous perseverance for a beginning bodhisattva. In particular, effectively stop the various forms of discouragement, these being uniquely subject to elimination by joyous perseverance. Mentally put on the armor of joyous perseverance that is enthusiastic about the following: the goal of enlightenment, the aim of accomplishing the happiness and eliminating the suffering of all living beings, the very long period of time, the limitless collections, and the immeasurable hardships. Strive at this attitude because, as the questions of Subahu Sutra says, just by generating the powerful surge of such a resolve, you accumulate a great wave of merit.
Yeah, so it's a particular. What are the discouragement? Also mentioning, it's kind of like repeating. Already said it before. It's kind of like repeating those being unequally, uniquely subject to eliminations by joyous perseverance and this and that. It's just repeating which discourage to you, right? It's individually we should more the training on that. So as the enlightenment is so far, I couldn't do it. So that idea you should apply to stop that discouragement, and then time period, and then enlighten itself. It's like need a lot of path. I cannot do it. This all like main things. It's saying need to stop 3 laziness in order to joyous build it up that joyous perseverance. Within 3 laziness, it's like a discouragement to self. One of the laziness, right? Which I cannot do it because object is so high, because it's long period, because there's a lot of thing to do it. So this all you need to really have to train. That was it in particular, right? So this part is also important. And then if you do not do this, you fail to secure your Mahayana lineage, and you are also continuously stand by much wrongdoing. And then in order leaves as well, you will find it very difficult to learn the Bodhisattva's deeds. Therefore, you shouldn't ignore the small and like a very minor practice are. You should engage it. Otherwise, you cannot stop how to laziness is. If you cannot stop the laziness, and this all problem is remaining as the same.
What's limitless collections?
Collection is a merit, one kind of merit. Yeah, so limitless merit. Yeah. Okay, so then last part, Chapel. Also, after you
have become aware of such things, even if you do not practice perfectly, motivate yourself in that direction. If you then joyously persevere to the extent that you are able, then, as the questions of Sabahu Sutra says, you will quickly complete the perfection of joyous perseverance in future lives, without suffering and with little difficulty.
Okay, sorry, I didn't read the Subahu the sutras, but it says that even you are not ready yet to doing that, but always try to get close to like a joyous person slowly, and then always think on that. So I have to develop the joyous perseverance. Always think on that. It will be the good start. And then your mind will be having kind of like slowly will get there, right? And then you have to develop once you get that. Okay. We have finished joyous perseverance. Same time finish empty head. Or still remaining empty head. I don't know.
Empty heart.
Head.
We fill it up empty head, or we still remaining as an empty head? As I don't know. No, choice perseverance. Okay. It's good to read from beginning again, even because as always I say, this is new for us, which we never familiar before. Of course, you need to repeat even the one concept. You need to repeat 100 times to get it. Right? So therefore, whenever I said it here, I just try to encourage you. I really mean that, not really mean that, just you not doing it. I know that's difficult for you because all this new concept, new idea, new goal will take time, of course. And then it's really difficult to catching up at the same time. As well as you are very sharp faculties, that's different issue. As well not, of course it will take time. That's my experience in the monastery. But somehow that we need to encourage you. Pip talk.
Is it, you know, of course you have to, you have to you mentally put the armor on, but in the long period of time and the immeasurable hardships and all that, and that it's going to happen in future lives and all that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But is it okay, in order to encourage yourself, is it okay to say, I'm going to try to do it in this life? So you can work harder and harder and harder. It might not happen, but I'm going to try. Is it okay to do that?
That's okay.
All right.
But Buddhism here, the textbook always not just say, just work hard, right? But if you want to work hard, make it more easy. Right now, it's just saying, make it more interesting and joyful.
Right.
That not really cause you any affections.
Right.
Otherwise, work hard. We will be have an illness many times, fail many times.
Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy. That's the important.
Enjoy.
And then there are a lot of instructed to us how to build enjoy also, right? Not just, oh yeah, here you, and then not just say, oh, there's big things here, you have to carry this big rock. It's not saying, right? If you want to carry this big rock, do this, do that, and then you can lift it up that way, and then you put it their way. All things said it way, easy way, okay? So, but anyhow, you have to lift it up the big rock. That's true. Okay?
Okay.
That's good. So, okay.
So, Geshe, we have a big library of books, and this topic will be touched in many of the books I may have. So
I
that'd
see.
be good to read too, right? Go here and there and get other.
Yeah, which is connected with this topic. This is
Yeah,
good
the
to read it.
topic,
Yeah. To make sure, understand clear, to all this connected. But sometimes you need attention on concept, right? So even like a Tibetan, there are 4 lineages. The 4 lineages even use the Joyous perseverance, but where they train us to practice, they might use different terms, right? They might use the different terms, but the meaning is same. But sometimes different terms to let you different meaning, then it's really danger, right? So yeah, you can read as much as many book, but always I said, before you read book, you should build up the fundamental with this Lamrim. You should understand clear what is say here first. This is the first step. Build up the foundation, right? And then what is here, Lamrim said, understand clear, then you read the commentary, will be a lot of help. Before you understand it's clear, if you read another commentary, it goes wrong again. It's sometimes it's disturbs you. Many times it makes you confused.
The commentary.
What's that?
The commentary makes you confused.
Your commentary makes you come to until you not understand clear what it say here, right? At least one book topic, either the other book or Lamrim book, one book, you should understand clear what it says here. That's need to be clear. And then so far Lamrim is our book, and then you should understand clear with the Lamrim, then you read the commentary. So our first year when I start the Lamrim teaching, I very encouraged you guys not read the another commentary. I just said it, not read the another commentary, just stay with the Lamrim. And third years, I said, okay, now you read the another commentary. But this is just ears makes me decide it, not just your insight. Intelligence makes me decide it that way. But still, you have to think, and then same instructor to us in the monastery. If you study with this book, without understanding clear of this book, if you read another book, your wisdom goes more,
Diluted?
Not really diluted. Sharp chelwa is like it's kind of like your wisdom goes wrong. It says it's sharp. I don't know how to translate it. Sharp chelwa.
Distorted?
No. So far, I understand. Okay, it goes wrong. Your wisdom goes wrong.
So
Yeah.
how many times in the monastery did you read the Lamrim? The 3 volumes. How many times?
Okay, interesting here. We are not reading Lamrim monastery. We are studying 5 main major science subjects. 5 main subjects that we study. when we complete 5 main subjects and come back to Lamrim, everything looks like familiar,
What are the 5 main
except that
subjects?
kind. So. Do you know, you can say in English? Abhidharma. Let's say Abhisamaya Alankara, perfection of wisdom.
Yeah, perfection.
The first subject is, we say, perfection of wisdom. Madhyamika is middle way. And what's that? Middle way.
Mika, middle way.
And then what called Pramana, what is it? Epistemology.
Epistemology.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. And then Abhidharma. Abhidharma is what say in English.
higher.
I know
Dharma.
What's epistemology?
Abhidharma and Vinaya.
Like
Abhidharma.
theory of
And
life.
Vinaya.
And Vinaya.
Vinaya.
Vinaya is number 5.
Yeah, this is order. Yeah, you can say Vinaya number 5. Okay. So
The theory of knowledge.
What's
when we complete these 5 main subjects, we know all these tenet school are different type of tenet school. We know all these practice instructions are. When you read Lamrim, it's kind of like a new way to talk it, but it's not takes long time to understand Lamrim because all these meanings are there, and especially the Lamrim main source, the part of sutra is like it's what called the wisdom sutras are the main one of the main source, and then commentary is ornament of wisdom, ornament of clear realization is the one of the Lamrim source, and we study ornament of clear realization 7 years. So yeah. Yeah, Madhyamika 2 years or sometimes 4 years. Vinaya 2 years. Abhidharma 2 years. And then the epistemology not really takes separate from years. Just each year we have to learn like 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months.
Epistemology is
Parmana Vartika. Parmana Vartika. Vartika.
Parmana
Vartika, yeah.
That's the name of the text. That's the name of the text.
And the perfection of wisdom in Sanskrit is what?
Yes. Yeah. Completing it's like a 18 years, and then top of that 5-year exam, right? Then Geshe.
I have a practice question.
Uh-huh.
If I'm meditating and I start to feel sleepy, I start to sink into sleep, do I joyously persevere in that?
Sleepy is
keep
one
trying?
of the obstacle
Right.
for
Or
Joyous
do I
person.
stand up and walk and take a walk?
Yeah, yeah.
Stand up and take a walk?
You can take a walk. You can wash the like a face and come back, or you can some other technique meditation that you can imagination that moon disk in your below the cushions. That small moon disk, make it bigger and bigger, make cooler.
Small what?
Moon disk.
Disc.
You're sitting on it.
Yeah, yeah. So small, very white color in the like a bottom, and then you make it bigger and bigger. It's like a below your cushions, and then you can think imagine it's make bigger and bigger and bigger, and again shrink, again bigger.
What are the moon discs are made of?
What the Carmeto?
What are the moon discs are made of? What is it made of, the moon discs?
What is made by?
Material.
What's the material?
What's the
of
brand?
moon disc?
Oh, material.
What is it? What is it? Air?
Imagination.
Yeah, I know, but when you imagine the moon disc, is it air? Is it a tree? Is it sand? Is it
Is
what?
it the moon?
I'm saying moon disk. How come you think it as a tree?
Oh, you mean moon disc? Moon disc.
Yeah.
What about meditating with open eyes?
As well as worked, it's requirement. But many people, beginner is not work, therefore they close eyes. Yeah, this is requirement, you know, not just total open eyes like this. It's just,
on the bottom,
yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah, that's you can do it. And then Joyous perseverance exactly antidote for sleepy. Right here says, and let me find it out. It says, where's the say blaming you? Okay. Snake come to your leg. Okay. Yeah, it says here. Whenever your fall occurs, I shall reproach myself as a long fall. And then by all means, I will do whatever it takes. Okay, they march. Okay, they will see. Where's the snake things? It says one of the Shantideva texts. Even you are, it says when you destroying your, here it says. A practitioner must be as considered as someone carrying a pot full of mustard oil. Oh, sorry. Next one. Thus, if a snake come into your lap, you would hastily stand up. Just so, if sleepiness and idleness come, indolence come, quickly avoid them. Said it
I
already
like
here.
snakes, so I might get interested in
Yeah.
But if you've only had 3 hours of sleep, not studying.
This is depend on practice actually. Monastery, the senior monks, they do not have that much sleep. Yeah, even they are not take robe offs. Just they never take robe offs. They and then just sleep like that 3 hours, 4 hours, and then get up, meditate, and then the daytime, no problem. But we didn't get a habit like this. It's training, right? It's depend on training. Once you get habit, no problem. But therefore, scientifically saying it has to be sleep 8 hours, 7 hours a day. But the many senior monks, they didn't have that kind of illness. But I didn't see they who have a long life. But somehow, yeah.
If you have a couch, instead of going to your bed to sleep in your bed, you sit in the couch and you fall asleep in the couch. You sleep for like 2-3 hours, then you wake up fresh. You don't have to go to sleep in the bed.
I don't know, this happens to my friend, he passes out in the chair. And then he told me how much he hates doing that because then he wakes up and he feels awful. So
I love it actually, it feels great. But anyhow, Geshe, let me ask you a question. The way you order, the order that you just read, those 5 subject areas of study, perfection of wisdom, Madhyamika, Pamana, Abhidharma, and Vinaya, you study that in that order? In that order, first you start with the perfection in the monastery. First you start with the perfection of wisdom, then you go to Madhyamika.
This is perfect order, okay.
That's
the
order.
Third one is we are not take separate years for learning that. Each year, 2 months we study that.
Which one?
The Pramanavartika.
Yeah, but
and then Abhidharma and Vinaya depend on which monastery. Our monastery, we study the Vinaya first, then Abhidharma.
Vinaya first and then Abhidharma. Okay, but the perfection of wisdom, it's first and the Madhyamika is second.
Yeah.
In the order of studying in the monastery.
It is. Okay. Why you need to know?
So I can open my own monastery.
Okay.
So I can open my own monastery. Right?
But you have.
I did.
Okay. That's good. Okay, thank you very much. And then, okay, next, which is next? Yeah, next Tuesday we have it. But one Tuesday I'm going to miss again, which is November 3rd. We have a Living Compassion. Then that follow that Tuesday. 5th is we having retreat here, right?
Yeah, but it says in the calendar, it says even they have retreat, it says Lamrim.
Yeah, I understand. I
I
understand. That I might need to be skipped.
Skip?
Yeah, skip.
For the 2
Skip.
weeks of the
Yeah, this
retreat?
Lamrim and follow Lamrim, because follow Lamrim we having here who built mandala. to Tuesday from
Okay, so-
November.
So can I ask you a question? So I don't get confused. When is the next Lamrim? Give me a date. When is it?
So no class next.
Next we do have it. Next we do have it.
Next Tuesday we have it?
We have it. I'm saying November.
First two Tuesdays in November.
No class.
November 1st, 2 Tuesdays, no class.
So it'd be November 19th
Yeah.
would be the next one.
Yeah, 5th and 12th, no class. 5th, I need to prepare for the retreat, help them, and then also the 12th, we have a mandala here. And this is you have a very good time for beginning, from beginning. You right? We don't have a class means that you don't have disappointed. Still, you can do something, right? You can read it Lamrim from beginning, or like a Joyous Perseverance again. The Joyous Perseverance is very important within the sixth perfection, because all this other sixth perfection is needed Joyous Perseverance to complete other things. So therefore, I don't know, I should say, write a summary. Whoever like it, you can write some summary on Joyous Perseverance. Joyous Perseverance from beginning to end. Just what you learn, what you see is more benefit, what makes sense to you, all these things.
Will we still have the Sunday class during your
Sun-
retreat or not?
A Sunday class, we do have it, yeah.
Oh, even
yeah,
during your retreat?
yeah. But the second, we're talking November, right?
Yeah.
So, because retreat is not doing here. Yeah. Retreat is
Where
not-
is the retreat?
What's it?
Where is it? Secret location?
Yes.
Classified.
Ooh, me too.
Where are you doing? That's you asking me?
Yeah.
Why are you curious? Everything.
Isn't it good to be curious?
No, it's not meaningless. It's not necessary for you. It's actually meaningless.
I'm not gonna count.
I know. But I will not pay attention on that because it's nothing to do with me. Okay.
It's
So-
hard to tell him, because he'll ask a lot of questions, hard to say, none of your business. You still want to be
that's
kind to him.
that's the shortcut, right? Okay, thank you. So she be Joyous me do ra bring she in de kyan ba di san je shin do. To be nam da shin la cho ba sho yi ta ma guru ratna me de la ga ne ya ta ya. By this virtue may all being perfect accumulation of merit and wisdom and achieve the two holy bodies that arise in merit and wisdom. In this land, surrounded by a mountain of snow, you are the source of all sorrows and joy. All powerful Charistic and Zinjatsu, please remain until samsara. To bring blessing of enlightened activities to Purchase and disciple, and to spread the textual and inner realization teaching of the Buddha, who embodies the 10 powers, you show the light of logic in the teaching to intelligent mind. Oh, I pray to you, our spiritual guide, people of the path. May the precious Supreme Bodhicitta arise in those in whom it has not yet arisen, and where it has arisen, may it not decrease, but ever increase more and more. I dedicate the virtue as a cause for gaining true understanding of the soul medicine that dispels all the illness of grasping at extreme, the profound meaning of dependent origination that is free from extremes, and the view of the Supreme Arya Nagarjuna and his spiritual successor. Okay.
Listen, when you leave into away?
Yeah, looks like we have a total 3 more class, 3 or 2 more class the Tuesday this year.
October,
2 or 3 more.
one class in October 20.
No, I think I think we
Yeah, 3 more classes.
I can complete it because the wisdom and concentration we don't have to read like a very explanation detail with because it comes later. We can go brief and then 4 idea or 4 method for gathering disciple. We can talk a little bit on that. So will be the complete. Yeah, and then they will be complete. I think within 3 class. Yeah, I'm leaving on December 6th, but before December 6th, one Tuesday coming there.
The 3rd.
A 3rd, I have to go to San Jose.
Oh.
And then come back on 3rd. It will be the late evening. And then 4th, 5th, and 6th, I'm leaving to India.
Okay, so we have a class the 19th of November, the 26th of November,
Yes.
and the 29th of October. 3 classes.
Yeah, looks like 3 classes.
Okay, but you know,
So not from December 3rd onwards.
Then yeah, December. Then I can ask Anitendola can lead some kind of discussion or which is previous Lamrim. I think it's also important. Just coming here, right? Coming here, gathering here. Doesn't matter who is person there. Coming here is at least it reminds you to read again.
like Geshe, we're going to study in those 3 classes. We're going to study in depth the perfection of meditative stabilization and wisdom. We're going to study that in depth.
No,
Why?
because it comes later.
And the third one.
Third volume is talks entirely these 2 subjects.
But isn't this important as an introduction?
Everything is important.
Because it's so important. At this level, it's not that important to learn how to gather disciples. We don't even know anything to gather disciples. How are we going to teach them? We are ignorant. So how important it is to gather disciples? It's more important to study this, even though it's in the 3rd volume.
Why this is important then?
Because it's going to give you an encouragement to start reading the 3rd volume when you are
Do you think important to learn bodhicitta?
Yes.
Then why not the whole gathering disciple?
When are you going to start?
Because right, bodhicitta is to helping others. Gathering the 4 idea to disciple is also is disciple is said it disciple. It's not necessarily for disciple. Someone. Right? How to help. This is one of the telling you how to help to others. You know, make them happy first by this and that.
In the winter,
Uh-huh.
is it okay to read the 3rd volume? Or is it better to read again 1 and 2?
Why is winter?
In winter, when you're going to be away until March, April, whatever.
I think this is okay. For me, the best review from beginning. But this is option, right? You can read it 3rd volume. So 3rd volume, the next Geshe will come. And then I'm trying to help him to ask translation. I will be here. And then, so you need more patience, talks Tibetan, English, because
We're going to start,
March or April.
It's back.
we're going to start the 3rd volume when we come back together with the new
Other
Geshe.
Geshe, yeah.
That's how we began with you. You had a translator when we began Lamrim, remember?
Yeah. So therefore, little bit will be different. And then, but one thing is good that like 2 Geshes comes together, you know, sometimes 2 Geshe will be argued to just instead of you talk to you. It's happened with the art angle in New York when I talk to, when I try to talk something and which I think will not make sense, he's arguing me and debating. We are debating instead of, you know, telling them. So,
Our believes the mind can look at itself.
sorry.
Our